Hi, Chris. Welcome back to Face, buddy. How are you?
Hey Dale, how you doing, sir?
My mouth isn't working that great this morning. So,
Hey, by the way,
what?
Dale, I have to jump in here. I just
Go
said
ahead.
Chris DeMarco, and I'm like, because I have a friend with DeMarco Chris, and I know it's Chris Dover, and it just flew out because I saw your handle, and I'm like, oh, Christy Macro. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you, by the way.
You too, man. You too. How's everything?
So they both started with a D, Blake. That wasn't bad.
I know. I just, I hate it when people call me Blake Marrow. And it's like, no, that's bone marrow. I'm the other Morrow. So anyway, just kidding. You guys have a great interview.
Hey, Blake, your work goes to the marrow of every trader.
That's right. To the heart of the bone. Is that it? Sorry.
That's it,
All right.
man. All right.
Bye, guys.
Buddy. All right. So, Chris, what's top of mind? How have you been?
Been great. Catch my little toddler's weekly cold, so my voice will be a little off today. But that's
Okay.
Other than that, everything's amazing.
Yeah, they're biology experiments, aren't they?
Oh, they do it. They do it. They put in the
They're
work.
Breeding ground. So, what markets are you paying attention to, and do you have a reaction to what the market did after Powell played mean cop yesterday?
We went into it short S&Ps by some puts yesterday.
Okay.
Pretty much bottom on the close. Same thing right now. Bought some on the close last night. We've been riding some pretty good things. Asymmetrical risk, so a minor stop out if it does hurt. But that's pretty much what we've been looking at: crude and S&Ps, and they've just been banging around, pissing everybody off. It's the best way to say it.
Yeah. This level right here to me seems pretty important, to use your handle on a macro, because 3,900, I think if we take it out, there's problems. Don't you think there's problems if we get back under this, negate this breakout line? I don't think
exactly.
we should retest it either. Do you?
Well, I mean, we're close. So what we had last week, there was a lot of people that were totally offsides. They're totally offsides, and
right.
I'll use a volume profile sort of tool to help me see that a huge amount of volume happened.
You want to share your screen, Chris?
Sure.
Yeah, so we know what you're looking at. Everyone already knows what I'm looking at. So let's see.
Yeah. Here we go. Got that?
Okay. All right.
Okay. This is SP futures weekly. And one thing I'm always looking for is a volume profile is, so just like really dial it in here. The highest volume node is the darkened area here. I'm colorblind, so I don't make too many colors on things, just contrast. Okay. And so just open, high, low, close, bar, whatever, opened here, went all the way down here, sucked everybody in on the whole length, and then just on Thursday, Friday, ripped up, closed at the top. So you have a lot of what's called trap traders here on the weekly. Okay, what you want to see is follow through. What this represents here is a bunch of volume up here, right? Oh, great, we're following through. That's lovely, except, Jerry comes in and Jerry says what he says, and here we are. And so you have trap traders down at the bottom, trap traders up in top, and everybody in here just sweating bullets. And as you said, 39.80, 39.90 was the area. That 39.90 for me, 96 down to 65 or so is where there's a lot of people who are just going to be, if they're long, they're going to be like, we'll reload. If they're short, they're going to feel comfortable and be like, okay, I'm out with I'm out. And that kind of doesn't give us a whole lot of resolution. And you can see where that happened at the beginning of February. That's the inverse pattern, huge amounts of volume, and we started closing down, and that's where we dumped. So right now, if I look at the weekly, that's kind of the bigger picture. But for me, we're in a generally bullish environment. This is a daily. And
it looks like we should hold around these levels if we're going to make another move above 4,100, right?
It's getting back into that area, and you can see I have it marked off over here, this 39.60 area, which is below like yesterday's low. We got to stay in this area for bulls to have any strength. And of course, we can always see a nice Fibonacci area in here, and we're just heading down to it. And, we tagged that 61.8 into yesterday's close and in overnight. And the last thing I want to look at here is I look at an aggregate of the last 100 days close to close. So the 1% close plus a 1% close in the direction that gives me the volatility and the direction of the market in this simple number line, and it's bullish. It's not it's not bad in any way. It's what it should be doing. And let me throw this.
So what is the readings that you have on the bottom? Go back to the previous chart.
Sure. So this is called the SQN indicator. It averages the change, daily close change of the last 100 days. So if
and green
yesterday
is
was
bullish and yellow is cautionary and red is sell.
Yeah, it's they're directional. Yeah.
Okay.
So blue, if you get blue, that's called bull volatile, and that's where you get a major market top. And if you get a crimson dark red, major market bottoms. And statistically, we've only got those bottoms, the blues, which you can't see, maybe into so you can see a blue here. There's a major market top. Let me just auto this so it lines up. And we've only gotten a major market bottom that would have been December 2018. So they're so rare, and the blues are a little bit more common. But what you really see is about 70% of the time is in this light green and green area. And what that is just slow moving indecision. And if we were to if I pull my statistics out, I can say that 10% of the time we're actually going to have a place where a major market top would happen. And I consider a major market top would be a 10% sell-off. So a major market top would have been February to now, but just, and they don't really happen all that often. And it's a lagging indicator, so you don't see it. But so many traders are so worried about the one-off incident, right? This Christmas 2018 incident where or just December of 2018, where we just melted down, right? But if we were to look at over the course of my trading career, 24 years, I can name about 10 days or 10 periods of time where it was really the worst thing in the world. And the other thousands of days, couple of thousands of days, 3,000-4,000 days, it's just normal trading. So then what we're looking for is just where can we put, if we are wrong, where can we put our stop so that it's a nice, gentle stop? And where can we, if we're wrong, it's going to be wrong in a really big way. But if we're right, if it's everybody's betting on it being wrong, that's going to give us a huge move to the opposite direction. And right now, everybody's bared up from Powell yesterday. And then, slamming down into that. So this environment for me, I'm looking for back and forth a little bit more than I am really directional. And, we have a nice fib retracement from this low here, from that to that, right? 61.8%, we bounced. We have another fib retracement from here to here, right? Up to 50%. Now we're so everybody's offside in this point in time. And that just makes it really easy to flip back and forth on a shorter term environment instead of, the best of you, like probably you, Dale, shorted this one up here. The rest of us, like me, are banging around in the middle trying to figure it out.
Okay, so any other instruments you're focused on? You said crude. Crude really was hanging in there until yesterday. So is yesterday one day wonder? We can finally get a breakdown out of this tight range we've been in trade 62.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of
I mean, really, it's done nothing. Look at that range. Yeah,
it's done nothing. It's every time it's gotten above 80, everybody called for 160 or the new 300 or whatever. And then every time it breaks back below 80, it's $30 or negative
Yeah.
crude again or something. And again, the reality is it's like you pointed out. Yeah, it's just sideways. So we were up pretty big yesterday, and then or sorry, last week.
Yeah, they
Sorry,
wiped out a great week in a day.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was, we have a lot of imbalanced traders over here that were short. And now, we had imbalanced traders that were long over here. These are weekly. And so we'll do that, and we'll come back into our daily and look at our histogram here. And as it's just quiet. So the reading on this, again, this averages out the last 100% change days. So if you have a 3% day every day, it's not that big of a deal. We had a 4% day yesterday, and as dramatic as a 4% day is, it's not that big of a deal relative to everything else. Like how many if we look at the chart, the histogram here, it's really not that big. It did show that we were topping, of course, but like who's going to short based on that? There's a lot of indecision, and but if we take a look at the dollar, same sort of thing, except the dollar did finally show a deep dark red, which is a major market bottom, and we don't get those that often. They're about 1% of the entire trading history. Currency is a little bit more so, but they don't time it. They just give you the environment, right? That a reversal is in order, and it certainly didn't time it. But it said we're in an environment where we can start turning on the dollar, and eventually it did. That's you look for a reaction when you get this environment. You're like, okay, something big should happen, and it was a long, boring January, and then something big. That's a big move real quick. Calm down. And then yesterday, again, big responsive move. So dollar getting strong, that's definitely going to have an effect on S&Ps. That's definitely going to have an effect on our crude positioning. And but I think everybody's kind of just still waiting to see if it is going to break down, because everybody who has been putting the big moves on just keeps getting stuck. It's hard to sit through a 5% day that goes against you, and especially if you're using futures to hit that market, something with such leverage that you're going to get margin called. It's a perfect environment for everybody to just get wore out. And
there are a lot of people saying that it's a difficult market. It's because you have to be tactical. And that takes paying attention. It's not like buying the spider. So, those days are gone. So pretty much, strong dollar, if you get the dollar right, I think you get everything else right.
We're definitely in that environment for sure, where the dollar is the big wrecking ball, as everybody had been pointing out.
Did you find it interesting that as hawkish as Powell was yesterday, the bonds still acted well? 10-year yield really did not hike up. It was all on the short end. The bonds actually look pretty good. I mean, if you pull up TLT or any kind of proxy, they look like they're trying to come out of here.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite of the talk that, unless that's just a deflationary type of move, people buying bonds, but I wouldn't be short.
Yeah. In fact, an algo I run has been long. We got short into back in March. At the end of February into March, and we caught some of this move here. Pretty much we got out right here, which of course, when your algo takes you out, And then that happens. It's always the worst. But you're like, I did pretty good. I got it 103 or so down to 100.
Yeah.
This is great. And then it breaks 99 and you're just, but yeah. And then definitely capitulation down in that area down here. And you can see that there's a lot of volume. Of course, it's capitulation because it's that big round number at 100 that, magically means something for somebody, but really doesn't mean anything. Bonds have not responded in the same way that everybody else is worried about. And
yeah, I mean, currencies got hit, metals got hit, S&Ps got hit, and the market that Paul is talking about or trying to manipulate with either tighter rates became more inverted, and the long end of the curve it acted well with the hawk. So maybe it's not unusual if people believe he's really going to drive us into a recession that would create some money flow out of equities into bonds.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe the way it used to work. It wasn't that way last year, but maybe that's what's going on here. You have anything in the yen? Something I'm trying to pick up here. See what your stuff is
in the yen.
Yeah.
Let me turn these guys off, and I'll add my.
And it's okay if you're bullish here. Just want.
It's okay if I'm bullish. I'm bullish the dollar.
Okay.
But the yen is, as we know, just a huge variable in the currency markets around the world. Always. I'm
what's
surprised.
Your stuff saying down there with it being red? What?
So this is called so this is a bear quiet market regime that I call it. So the directional is down and the volatility is low because the daily changes are really, really small, except when, they do have these bigger 1% days.
Yeah.
I was listening to what you guys are talking about with Kuroda going out and, how are they going to manipulate intervene is the better word. How are they going to intervene in Japan with, is Kuroda out when, does it happen differently? Because they've been doing it for, 40 years or so, right? Reacting a different way, 50, is it 40 something years where they've kind of just been that thing. And the world relies on yen being the carry, right? Buy those JGBs and go out and play. And, especially if you're getting a hawkish bond on it, or a high rate on the US bonds. And so just how much money is tied into that is always the question, but whatever. I'm trying to act too macro here. Let's
well, that's your handle. Change your handle to micro, Chris D Micro, and trade I accidentally pulled up a 15-second candle chart. So
they work
15 minutes. So what's your business model, Chris? What do you do? Do you have a website? Refresh our viewers' memory of what you do and why you're out there on Twitter.
Yeah, pollinatetrading.com's the website. I actually have a free prop trading course where on YouTube I'm just kind of helping. There's so many prop firms out there, and the money is just like flowing everywhere. And the people who are making the most amount of money are the prop firms on the resets mostly and tryouts and fees. They're happy to make money on traders, but who actually make money. Let me see, where's prop? pollinatetrading.com/prop is where I started to put together my.
Is this a new thing you're doing because of the popularity of prop trading?
It is, yeah. There's so many people who are very interested, and they're just wasting money. They go out and they put up couple $100. They get access to whatever $500,000 or hundreds of $1,000s in notional buying power, but really just a couple $1,000s in stop. And they're not really understanding the business is not to show a prop firm that you can go in and in 30 seconds make their $10,000 profit target. on, massive leverage. Their business is for you to come in and do that. And then not every prop firm, but come in, over risk, overexpose, blow up the account, and then sign up for a new one. So what I do is put together a course, prop trading course on YouTube. You probably just search for my name. It's free. There it is. And I just explain how to let's say, okay, here's how you manage risk. Here's how you use a trading system. Here's just a blueprint to trade prop. Yeah, and that's really the focus this year. Personally, I'm not really doing prop trading myself as much anymore. I've been prop trading I started in 1999 as a prop trader, but it's mostly just my own trading now. But we have a group, Trading Lab, at pollinatetrading.com. You can join us. We have a Slack channel, live stream during the trading days. And I mean, this course, if nothing else, this should hopefully.
How many assessments did you fail?
Oh, geez. I don't know. Before.
Four? Okay.
Many. Yeah. Well, let's say before the modern prop era, we'll call it, none, because it wasn't built like that, right? You were brought in and you were mentored and you were kind of like, it was a trading operation.
Right.
Now, your credit card's in there and you supposed to be flat at 3 p.m. or whatever. And you're like, oh, I forgot one micro contract, and you go in to shut it down and your account's blown. They got so many gotcha rules in there that it's kind of ridiculous. So, oh, whoops, it's making noise.
Okay. All right. So, any last message you want to bring us here to wrap it up?
I would say right now it's the market is undecided, and it's always undecided, right? I would say look to let the low risk, high probability moves show up and use risk management to take those. Don't throw Mr. or Mrs. Cojones at the market and try to prove it right. This is
tread lightly, right?
Hey, better to make $100 on a day than and not lose 1,000 than try to make 1,000 and lose 1,000 is the way I always look at it. Tread lightly.
Well, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, Chris. And if you could help people get the max out of to be prepped, to learn how to trade, to do either on their own or try prop, more power to you. I'm for your mission. Good luck.
I appreciate you, sir.
And everyone that you talk to and teach, that you're giving people, something you believe in and can help them avoid some of the mistakes we've all made.
I hope that's the case. That's my plan. That's my mission.
And then after that, we could do, Chris. I know that you were a military guy, so I'm going to invite you. Would you like to ride in a beautiful balloon way up in the sky in my beautiful balloon? Huh? Do you want to?
What is that reference? That reference, I don't know it.
You know what I'm talking about. And you cannot get shot down in my balloon. So don't worry about it, buddy. Just having a little fun with you, and really good luck into the NFP and every day, and appreciate you coming here and sharing your views. My takeaway is use your market profiles and know your areas. So thanks for showing us what you see today, Chris.
Thank you, Dale. I really enjoy our conversation, as always.
Okay, so that's a wrap. You could follow Chris at Chris D Macro on Twitter. You have a website address you want to give out before we say
pollinatetrading.com. You should be able to get the information there, or on Twitter, Chris D Macro. I'm on Twitter all day.
Okay, so pollinate. Think about what the bees used to do before they all died.
That's exactly right.
All right. So thanks, Chris. Good luck, buddy.
All right. Have a good trading day, sir. Have a good trading day, everybody.
And you could join the team in 18 minutes on the morning edge. Adios. Don't just count your B's, count your blessings. See you guys.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.